Oh my God, BNGO making little millionaires everywhere. I've taken some time to look into this stock because a lot of you guys asked me, and I'm going to deliver the goods in this video. I'm going to explain what's actually hype and what is facts about bio-nanogenomics. This stock was a 50-cent stock, and now we have an 8x to about $4 per share. Is my analysis on this genomic company going to be our next home run stock that's going to make us stupid rich, or is this all hype? I've looked at the annual report and spent hours researching, so I think you're going to like the analysis I have for you. But first, yes, Webull totally hooked me up with this hat, and I'm not sponsored, nor do I really accept any sponsors on my channel unless I think it's a very perfect fit for my audience. I'm just sporting this because it's a gift that they gave me, and their customer service is actually existent, unlike Robinhood, and they extended for free stocks up until January 15th. So I felt like showing you guys this hat and telling you guys if you want 4 free stocks for just depositing, what is it, $100? I mean, it's just $100. It's not like all of this money. It's literally $100. You get 4 free stocks. You can check them out by looking at the link in my description. All right, looking at the annual report of BNGO, it says we're a genomic analysis company providing tools and services based on our Saphyr system to scientists and clinicians conducting genetic research and patient testing. We developed the Saphyr system, a platform for ultra-sensitive and ultra-specific structural variation detection that enables researchers and clinicians to accelerate the search for new diagnostics and therapeutic targets and to streamline the evaluation of changes in chromosomes, which is known as Cytogenetics, guys. The company disclosed that its genomic mapping platform Saphyr has been accredited in the US by College of American Pathologists, and the platform will be used by Bio-Nano's customer Praxis Genomics, marking it as a first company to ever offer laboratory development tests, which has an acronym of LDT. I picked this up from the annual report that I was reading through, and it utilizes the whole genome analysis. Now let me break it down because that was a whole lot of verbiage. The big deal here and why this company is so innovational is because the current clinical diagnostic landscape is so labor and time intensive and therefore very costly. Kathy Wood talks about genomic revolution a whole lot all over ARK Invest website and a lot on her interviews. Here's an image of her investment focus over at the ARK-G, which is her genomic ETF. DNA sequencing and diagnostics are 2 areas she is very bullish on for the future. And let's take a look at bio-nanotechnology, guys, now before I dive in deeper into their business and what I like and don't like about the stock.
This is Saphyr from Bio-Nanogenomics. With it, you can directly image the genome in high resolution to detect variations such as deletions, duplications, translocations, and inversions, known as structural variations, with sensitivity as high as 99%. The process is simple and automated to enable routine use in disease research. Structural variation commonly occurs in a broad range of diseases, including neurodegenerative diseases, intellectual disabilities, and various types of cancer.
Okay, so cancer is such a big area for further research, and this company can be a game changer in that space. I'm going to let this video play some more so you guys get a better sense of what this could mean for the company.
The first targeted cancer therapies were based on gene fusions, a type of structural variant. Given the role structural variants play in both understanding and developing potential targeted therapies, it is important that structural variants are accurately identified or called. To do this, there are 2 fundamentally different yet complementary approaches: sequencing and whole genome imaging. In short-read sequencing, or next-generation sequencing, DNA is read in short segments of about 150 base pairs, and the read sequences are compared to a reference genome. It can characterize small variants, but structural variants are often tens of thousands of base pairs or longer, so short-read sequencing is not an accurate way of calling them. What's more, 2/3 of the genome is repetitive, and structural variants in repeat regions are often invisible by whole genome sequencing. Whole genome imaging with the Saphyr system takes an entirely different approach to understanding the structure of DNA through imaging. It has proven to accurately identify structural variants ranging from 500 base pairs to whole chromosome lengths with sensitivity as high as 99%.
Whoa, that is super cool. All right, so the technology is obviously mesmerizing and game-changing. Genome analysis is a process of extracting biological information from DNA. And this is so innovative because as humans, we're all different. We're predisposed to some genetic issues, and healing or making medical decisions to save sick people is very life dependent on their DNA. Some drugs will work better on specific genes, while others with different genetics may not have the same effects. And let's be real, healthcare is a business, guys. Doctors, hospitals, they're not a charity, they're running a business. Everyone here is trying to make some money, guys. That's just the bottom of the line. So let's talk about money. The physicians and clinicians that will be using DNA in genome analysis also want to save money. They also obviously want to have a very good patient outcome, but money is a very big factor in healthcare. And yes, guys, don't be surprised. Henry's talking about how companies can save money because bio-nano-genomics is like nano dimensions. The company is going to be making a whole lot of money for two main reasons. Obviously, the revenue is going to be increasing, but let me start telling you why this company could be very profitable and save a lot of money for other companies. I'm not a healthcare expert, and I don't think 99.9% of YouTubers are, but my best friend is almost a doctor. And before I studied finance at Drexel, I wanted to be a doctor as well. Well, from the knowledge that I do have and all the research that I have done, administrating drugs is a very expensive thing. The drug itself costs money, and time is money. The nurse, or in some cases the doctor, if it's a high profile drug that an anesthesiologist has to administer, is the doctor's and the nurse's valuable time. So having information on the likelihood of a drug's effectiveness through the DNA information and the data that you collect as a company like BNGO is going to be very invaluable to the patient outcome. Based on a person's genome, it's going to have better outcomes, save valuable drugs from being administered that might not actually have a high effectiveness, and it gives the doctor and his staff the ability to save time and have better results for patients, which is faster because they have data that says, hey, this specific drug right here, it's going to be likely to be successful. It has an 85% chance, for example, to be successful. And this drug, which we would have used had we not had the data, is actually not likely to be successful. Therefore, the doctors save money / the nurses save money. The hospital saves money by not administering drugs they don't have to, and the outcome for the patient, which I think is very important because the patient outcome, the health of that individual, is a very important matter. That's all going to be improved. If you've been subscribed to my channel, and if you're not, by the way, go ahead and do so real quick with the bell notification because we've been making tons of money off companies like this. The reason being is I am no stranger to data. I have a degree in finance and data analytics, and data makes money, guys. That's how I pick stocks like Cathie Wood and Warren Buffett for myself and my group like on Patreon. I focus on companies that have data advantages. Data is absolutely killing it. It is the new oil. That's why all of these successful companies that are top 10 companies, they have a data component like Tesla, Amazon, Facebook. They're all collecting very valuable information and they're making better data-driven decisions on it. Reason number two, this company is going to make money. And by the way, I'm not saying this stock is a buy or a sell. I'm not a stock advisor, nor is YouTube a place for people to be like, hey, go ahead and buy this stock. So I need you guys to do your own research, but I will lay out all the facts so you guys have a very clear picture how to make money out here based on what I would be looking at myself. I'll get into the risks in a second, but number two reason this business will make money is the exponential cost curve of sequencing someone's DNA. It used to cost millions and millions of dollars. Take a look at this chart, guys. Not even 2 decades ago, sequencing a genome was a $100 million project. Even Bezos and Elon Musk were not rich enough yet to make it happen. Well, actually, Elon was, but barely. He was buying a McLaren at the time and starting Tesla back in 2003.
I expect to receive a car that I've just bought, which is called the McLaren F1.
It's $1 million for a car. It's decadent.
There are 62 McLarens in the world, and I will own one of them.
A year ago, Musk sold his software company, Zip2, which enabled newspapers to publish online for $400 million cash.
Receiving cash is cash. I mean, those are just a large number of Ben Franklins.
Look at that, making a ton of money even grew Elon's hair back. Sequencing is also just valuable for uncovering certain innovation in health that benefits advanced research. This is coming straight from the annual report of the bio-nano-genomics, annual report that I was looking at, and according to Research and Markets, the worldwide market for genomic products and services is expected to reach approximately $24 billion by 2022, up from approximately $14.7 billion in 2017, and that represents a compounded annual growth rate of 10.2%. And you know what else? That specific report also gave me the areas that are likely to have most of the growth, and predominantly split amongst three areas: North America, Europe, and Asia. And within Asia, one of the fastest growing genomic markets is China, hands down, where adoption of genomic analysis technology has been growing at approximately 20% per year. Now, the last thing I'm going to cover on this stock is Cytogenetics. To provide a clinical diagnosis, Cytogenetics tests detected known variations that are linked to specific diseases or therapeutic responses. The technology used for detecting structural variations are very expensive. Cytogenetic laboratories are beginning to adopt Saphyr as a more effective and efficient approach to finding the structural variations relevant to cytogenetics. Now guys, I just laid out all the strengths of the stock and all the opportunities that it has going forward, but there are also some risks to owning the stock. The chart looks like this stock is just blowing up with investors piling in just human nature. YouTubers are covering the stock a lot and people are buying. Now that's not a bad thing per se, because some YouTubers like myself spend a ton of time researching and making sure that the information is really good for the end person watching. But nonetheless, there are some people who see a YouTuber post a video and they will buy the stock without even thinking about it. They won't even do their own research. Therefore, this stock does have some degree of hype in it. There are some people buying the stock that have not done research because they think that this stock has a lot of opportunity, but they don't actually know what the risk is associated with it. So I would say the risk is there is some degree of hype in this name. I mean, a stock doesn't just go up over 300% in a given week without some investor hype. For the short term, it does look like there is a lot of buying in this name and there is a lot of hype. If you want to hop in after the stock has already 8 times in this short amount of time, then I don't know if it's such a good idea at this exact point. Now, long term, as you guys know, I'm a long-term investor that sees potential in companies way into the future. All types of therapeutic cures are very possible for this company. The market cap is just a small market cap of $500 million. In fact, it's about $480 million as I'm making this video. If a big institution jumps on board on this stock, it's going to be ripping much higher because $500 million is not a lot of money for a big institution. It's nothing. If they see a promising opportunity, a big institution will just jump on board, or maybe even a decent sized hedge fund will jump on board, and $500 million is not a very big market cap. They will move the stock themselves. Now, me personally, I'm not investing in BNGO currently. I have way too much money on the line on other stocks that I cover on this channel, like Tesla, NEO, Airbnb, JD, and all of the other stocks that I talk about. I have conviction in them, so I'm gonna be sitting on the sidelines for BNGO, and all the others that I discuss on this channel are more front and center for me. And a tiny stock like BNGO currently is just a little bit too much risk and too much time investment. I mean, yeah, maybe if there's a little bit of a pullback and I see a very good opportunity, I would love to add this to the ArcH over on Patreon, but I'm currently going to be sitting on the sidelines because I want to see a little bit more of a pullback on this stock before I jump in and potentially buy it at the current peak. Just because this company does have a very bright future, in my opinion, doesn't mean that I want to sell NEO or Tesla or my other stocks that I cover on this channel to invest in this one. I'd say like Fuel Cell, which is a video I did recently, you can see pinned on the top right corner. This stock has a very interesting momentum play, potential, and if someone were to take action, they could make a quick buck. However, I'm not really looking for a quick buck. I don't need the extra money for the given level of risk. It really can double and hit $10 per share this year in the next few months. And that's easy if data from ARC comes out that they're buying this stock and there's a lot of good activity from their end, or if the company itself just has positive news. But I want to say some of these stocks like this one do have hype in them and they could fall down 50% or more should things kind of sizzle out. And this is a stock that is kind of a coin flip. I don't cover a lot of coin flip stocks, but I've been asked a lot about this one. So I wanted to inform you guys on both the good side of a genomic growth stock like BNGO that's up 300% in just a week, but also the obvious drawdowns of something that could happen to this stock, like a sell-off or a sizzle from investors' enthusiasm. So make sure you play this one smart because it's a micro cap stock. And if you're in it, just make sure you're smart about the level of risk you have and be diversified in your positions. And if you're looking to get into it, I would say wait for a little bit of a pullback, or at least make a small investment that does not take up a majority of your portfolio, because this is a risky stock. I'm going to be putting this stock on my watch list to see if there's any potential opportunity to jump into this one. Other than that, I'll see you champions back here with another video very soon. Be aggressive in learning, guys, but be safe in investing.